Okay, this demonstration is going to be on timers and the use of timers in PicoSoft. To start the program, I'm going to go with our normal L12 BWB, click and drag. We should be pretty good at that by now. And I'm going to click on the circuit diagram, and I'm going to take a simple program where I'm going to have input 1 energize an on delay timer. So I have input 1 and I've selected timing relay number 1, and I'm going to put this in ANSI view so it's what I'm used to seeing. If we click on the timer here, we can select from 1 to 8, and of interest here is the parameters. We can select 6 different types: our on delay with random time, off delay with random time, single pulse, and flashing. Our time range is selected down here from seconds, minutes, and hours, and of course the set point. A common mistake is to put a timer on a ladder diagram and then not enter a set point. If you don't enter a set point, there will be no time, so it'll operate just like a regular coil. So I'm going to make this a 5-second timer, and I am going to use this timer as an on delay timer to energize output number 1. So that's all I really had to do to create this program. I can annotate these devices by putting in names. So this could be timer 1, and this could be my push button 1. And so now that looks a little more like what we're used to seeing in a ladder diagram. I can also put a note here if I wanted to. I click on this and drag a note field here, and I could just say this is an example program. So that's a way of annotating in case we haven't covered it yet. So I'm going to go to a simulation, and I'm going to make sure that my push button functions are normal and not retentive. That's the first thing I do. Second thing I want to do is open up the inputs, and if I just hold down, I guess I better start the simulation here first. If I hold down the button, timer turns on, and then 5 seconds later the output turns on. So if I let that go, the on delay timer turns off right away. So it looks like my program is working correctly. One thing that I have at my disposal is a display here. If I click on the display function here and click on timing relay, I open up a series of timer information tabs here for all 8 timers. In this case, I'm using timer 1, so I'm going to concern myself with this timer here. As we can see, the set point is 5 seconds. And if I click on this during my simulation, I can see that the actual value starts incrementing, and when I get to 5, this out function, the light turns on, and that's coincident with the output contact turning on, and of course my output Q1 turns on. So very powerful display here that we can use to select for timing relay. Eventually we'll use this for other things too, but for right now we'll just talk about the timing relays. So I'm going to stop the simulation. I'm going to go back to the circuit diagram, and I'm going to make this timer, I'm going to change this timer from an on delay to an off delay. Okay, and I'm going to go to my sim, start my sim, and now if I press and hold the button, the output turns on immediately. If I release the button, the output stays on. As I would expect, it will stay on for 5 seconds, which I think it did. Let's go back to our display and see what happens. If I just press this button momentarily, the output should turn on and stay on for 5 seconds. So let's try that. I just press the button. Here's my actual value. My output is still on. It'll turn off at 5 seconds. So that's the example of an off delay timer. I'll do it one more time. All I have to do is press the button to energize the output. 5 seconds later it turns off. So that's our off delay. I'm going to stop the sim, and I'm going to go back to circuit diagram, and just for the heck of it I'm going to change the timer function to a flashing, and I'm going to make this a 1 second flashing timer. We'll go to the simulation, run the sim, and I'll press the button, and there it looks like we're flashing the output. Once again, I'm going to click on the timing relay so we can see what's going on. And as you can see, when it gets to 1 second, it turns on and off. The output light there, the green light, is turning on and off, coincident with our output Q1, which is what we decided we wanted to turn on. So that's the example of timing relays in PicoSoft. I'm going to stop my program here, my simulation. I can save this file as whatever I'd like it to be, and I can call this lab 3. I'm going to save that, and I'll have that for the future, and that's how you should submit it. So that concludes this demonstration of timers in PicoSoft.